Have issues after hurricanes, both physical and mental. We are joined now by WDSU medical editor Dr. Corey Hebert to tell us about the mental part. First of all, good morning. Thank you for coming in. And this is a big issue, especially for our area when you talk about mental health. What are you seeing?
Well, I've been driving around, okay, and what I've been seeing is startling to me. Now, you know what I have to say? You guys used my voice to trust to come back to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina.
That's
all
right.
You got to trust me now, okay, because this is another hurricane. Trust me and do what I say. It is so important that you stop drinking all the alcohol. You got to stop drinking all the alcohol and using all the drugs, because what's happening is that you're already depressed. You're hot in your house. Your children are getting on your nerves. Your family members are getting on your nerves. I mean, and so you're using the alcohol as an escape.
Right.
But then you're going outside to try to clean up your yard. And then you're going outside to take the boards off your windows, and then you're nailing things, and you're drunk. And so what's happening is that we're getting a lot of people to the emergency rooms. Okay, that's besides the point at this time, because those injuries we can kind of deal with. Okay, unless it's like obviously a life-threatening injury. But what I mean is some of the things that are going on right now as far as the interpersonal relationship situations in people's homes. I mean, everybody has a short fuse because it's so hot. And then what's happening, well, I have to bring this up again, but you're having a lot of alcohol. And then when you have a lot of alcohol, it causes you to urinate more. When you urinate more, then that means you're not drinking a lot of water because you're just drinking alcohol. You're sweating. And so that means you're becoming dehydrated. When you become dehydrated, you're not in your right mind again. So that means that you're depressed, you're drunk, and what else? You're irritated, okay, because your mind is not working right because you're getting dehydrated. So that means that there are lots of fights. I'm at the gas stations, people are fighting, and it's just not good. So you got to really understand now that we're going to get through this. I mean, we got through Hurricane Katrina. We are going to get through this. But I need you guys to do what I say and just drink water. Quit drinking so much alcohol. And if you are impaired, know that your family members have to know to not let you go outside and do all these heavy lifting type things outside. I mean, I've actually driven around, and people once again have their generators in their homes. Okay, you need to not have your generator in your house. Yeah. I mean, and look, I mean, I don't have electricity. I mean, look, I look like, Isaac, not Hurricane Isaac. I look like Isaac from the biblical times. You know what I mean? With this beard, it gets on, it gets under your skin, it gets on your nerves. But they did tell us, Entergy did tell us, you're going to be 4 or 5 days without electricity. Yeah. They told us that. It's just we didn't think that was going to happen, but it has.
And you mentioned that people are turning to alcohol and drugs to escape. What are some healthy ways that people can escape?
Yeah, I mean, what I'd like to do is let people know, the board games that you have that you never used. Play some kind of games, interact with your kids, because if you have teenagers, you haven't spoken to your teenager in 3 years? Okay, sit down and talk, and do some things that don't require electricity that actually can help with your family when all this is over. I mean, interact with your family. Now, I know it's hard sometimes because a lot of our family members, to be very honest, we don't even like our family members sometimes. I mean, we don't. I hate to be that way, but,
I'm glad I'm not in your family.
No. I mean, look, all I'm saying is, we sometimes we love them, but after 5 days, what's that old saying? They say, after you have seafood in your house for longer than 3 days, it starts to stink. If families like that sometimes.
They look better going than they do coming.
Better going than coming. And so, but we love them.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes people are getting under your skin. So you have to be very patient. And when you're under the influence of alcohol and that kind of stuff, you're impatient.
Yeah, you're right.
And when you're dehydrated, you're impatient. When you don't have the food you want, you're impatient. And when that thing starts to happen, those things happen, it becomes a problem.